Documentarian Corey Wells pops the trunk of her Plymouth Duster to show us a real-life Cannonball Run. Plus, we're going to see if Prey is just another entry into the tired Native American reservation / world-devouring spaceship genre. And Chris Gore rounds up this week's best DVDs from a secret, undisclosed location, the Sundance Film Festival. And now the only program that counts as community service, it's Attack of the Show!
Pick up on this.
You're so right.
I'm always right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Attack of the Show. I am still Kevin Pereira, and
I
you.
am William O'Neill.
I love it when you use the proper name.
Hey,
it does something for me.
Oh, yeah.
And the 12-year-olds at home.
Definitely.
Thank you.
It sort of, classes up the joint a little bit.
It does, and it's about time, because when you got Sarah in the joint,
Exactly.
Things tend to get a
What
little...
are you going to do? Today's a good show.
Good show.
Corey Wells is here to talk about this fantastic documentary about the Cannonball Run.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and the last time that the race happened was in 1983. What else happened around that time, 83? I guess. The world changed.
Yeah, I was popping out of the womb.
That's right.
Just about around 83.
That's
it was a good
awesome.
year.
Yes, it was. A great year for the world, for humanity.
No, it's going to be a sweet, sweet film. I can't wait to talk to you about it. The trailer's been out forever, but something else that's been kind of out forever is Prey.
Yes,
and now it's actually going to be on store shelves. We kid you not.
It's going to be an actual game.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't another Phantom interview, folks.
Nope.
Like, we've got a real game, a first-person shooter, and there's some sweet, sweet stuff in it. I was watching it before the show. They were demoing it, from walking on walls to crazy tricks that they're doing with gravity and portal technology still there. So very cool, going to be very fun. But before all that, I got to ask Sarah Lane, the people are starving.
They're hungry.
They want their news.
Feed the baby.
Sarah, they crave their feed.
All right, what is, what was, what will be, it's the feed. We've got some news from the Sundance Film Festival. First, the tobacco industry satire Thank You for Smoking arrived in Utah, mysteriously missing a brief love scene featuring Katie Holmes. The edit apparently confused even the filmmakers, who seemed to be scrambling to figure out how the scene went AWOL. Scientology conspiracy, perhaps? We put some thought into it, but we were too distracted by the other big Sundance buzz film called Stay. Now, this one's directed by comedian Bobcat Goldthwait, and it's about a woman who, she performs. What happens is she blows a dog. Yeah, you heard me. Let's just move on. Hope you're happy. Spider-Man director Sam Raimi continues to scoop up cool projects under his new Ghost House production company. First, he snagged the rights to Steve Niles' dark vampire comic 30 Days of Night. And now he's taking on spooky Japanese video game Siren, about a woman who searches for her lost sister and instead encounters an ancient evil. The game's director, Kiichiro Toyama, is expected to be involved in the production. Also in development, a big-screen adaptation of Magnum P.I. to be directed by Dodgeball's Rawson Marshall Thurber. Goofy comedy with the potential for an oversized mustache? Relax, Ben Stiller. We know you're interested. Now, CBS and Time Warner have decided that since the WB and the UPN networks weren't really making any money separately, maybe they'd make $1 out of 15 cents together. The two networks will merge into one, which is now going to be called CW. Finally, Smallville and America's Next Top Model. It's a crossover, and it's a reality. Now, you've all seen the photos, and now you can do it yourself. A website called Sketchblog has posted a complete tutorial on how to craft cat fruit helmets. The stylish and delicious headwear designs complement any breed. Seriously, though, as if your cat didn't resent you enough already, this is bad. Microsoft has revealed that they're prepared to respond to the popularity of the Xbox 360 Live Arcade with some 15 new titles. All right. They'll begin trickling in throughout the year, but developers seem to be more and more excited about recreating arcade classics and minigames. This may become the hot new development niche. It better be, because there sure as hell aren't any real Xbox 360 games to play. And finally, a new program on a website called jasonfreeman.net will analyze your iTunes library and create a short audio signature file. Essentially, it strings together a few seconds of each of your songs to create a sampler of the music that defines you, or at least the music you've been able to successfully BitTorrent. Check out Kevin's iTunes signature, which will be posted on our website. And now, some more stories that can be summed up entirely through their headlines. Disney buys Pixar Animation for $7 billion. Mexico City offers to trade computers for guns. A New Jersey grade school gets iris scanners for security. Variety confirms Topher Grace will play Venom in Spider-Man 3. And 2 years ago, Bill Gates said spam would be gone by now. He was wrong. That's the feed. You've seen too much already. Get back.
Good feed, Miss Lane.
Thanks, man.
fantastic.
Good
Thanks.
feed. Lots of
I'm
stories
full.
in there.
I'm full. I'm full of feed.
I could use some seconds, actually.
I'm telling you.
And I'm going to go for some right now.
You don't get any.
No. I think I do.
right.
I want a
Only
serving.
one helping of feed for you, Kevin.
I want a side order of what the hell is going on with that thank you for smoking mystery.
Oh, yeah.
Listen.
Because you can't just leave it.
Apparently, the scene involving Katie Holmes and Aaron Eckhart, nude scene, just sort of vanished when it was screened at Sundance.
You mean, what, did they pixelate it or black box
No,
it?
it just wasn't there. It was like as if it was lifted out. It just vanished into thin air. What's weird about it is that the scene was there at the Toronto Film Festival recently, so people have seen it. They know.
Okay,
they
this is
knew
what
to
it is.
expect it.
I think what we're talking about is a vast Scientology conspiracy. They're very powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, think about
All
it.
right.
Sneaking
That's
into
not crazy.
projection
That's certainly
booths.
a theory.
Couple of pairs of scissors, snipping away the offensive material.
It could be. They are a wily bunch.
Yes, they are.
They're,
Crafty.
no?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they might sue you for saying that.
Well, and that's the thing. Say, I wouldn't put it past them if they're so. Especially, let's talk about Tom Cruise for a
Yes.
second here.
That guy's
Do we
Oprah
really
big.
want
He's
him?
Oprah big.
I'm afraid of him.
He is Oprah big, especially in terms of power. I mean, he's notoriously protective of his image.
That's true.
He even
That's
shut
true.
down the South Park episode with him in the closet.
Oh,
you know?
that was
And
funny.
he could kick your ass with one finger.
He could not. I could
Maybe
take him
two.
down. And the reason I could, honestly, it's obvious to me.
Yeah.
It should be to everybody else. I think
Yeah.
it is to the rest of the world.
Yeah, we all.
Tom Cruise is so.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my
Man.
God!
You
That
are
was
so
rich. Oh,
right,
can you even
Kevin.
say that?
I don't think he can. I don't
Does he
think he
think
can
he's
say that on TV.
fooling
Wow.
anybody?
Oh, I hope not. I mean, apparently he does, though. Apparently
It's
so.
totally obvious. We all know.
Woo! All right,
man, where were
enough of these legal gray
on
areas.
my sides.
We're
I'm
taking
dying on
your
the
chat
inside.
questions. Deep breaths, Will. Deep breaths. Email us through our web form at attackoftheshow.com/askus, or you can go to chat.g4tv.com. And speaking of chat, joining us today is the very lovely Lisa, our inaugural MySpace Girl Pick of the Week. Lisa,
That's what I'm talking about.
how's it going over there?
Good.
Good. I will be chatting with you later, and you're
Okay.
going to be chatting with the viewers live throughout the show on the big comfy love sack there. So you're all right with that?
Yep.
All right, awesome. Gentlemen,
Be nice,
I'm
boys.
gonna have to be.
seriously, guys in the chat
They're
room,
doing great.
they need to act like gentlemen or at least human, because we don't want to scare her out. And I'm talking to her later in the show, and I'm going to find out who's been naughty in the old chat room, Sarah. We'll figure it out. Now, break out your Captain Chaos mask, because documentarian Corey Wells is going to take us inside the last real-life cannonball run ever attempted. That's next. Even before it became known to Burt Reynolds fans as the Cannonball Run, the U.S. Express was one of the most outrageous road races in American history. In the documentary 32 Hours, 7 Minutes, director Corey Wells relives those fast, cheap, and out-of-control glory days.
To go from New York to California in 32 hours, it's unbelievable.
Probably a small plane could not do that. I don't even think a helicopter could make it across there that quick.
You're going from one coast to the other as fast as you can, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
It was an opportunity, and we had to go for it.
I had no respect for the 55-mile-an-hour limit, and I took great delight in breaking the limit, I can assure you.
Corey, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody knows the Cannonball Run, which
Most people.
I would assume that most people do.
30 and over.
But aside from like the Hollywood Squares level talent, what is different about your film from the Cannonball Run?
Well, the film that we're doing is actually on the race. The movie, which most people don't know, was based on the race. The guy who organized the race, Brock Yates, wanted to be a writer. Hollywood took it to Hollywood, and that's how you got Cannonball Run.
All right.
This is the real deal.
This is about the actual race.
This is about the real
thing.
guys
'Cause
who actually did it.
this isn't a fairy tale, like it actually happened. People got
No,
in cars
I used
and
to
drove
think
fast.
right, exactly. I actually at one point thought it was a fairy tale and had to ask my father, "Did this really happen?"
I mean, how did you find out about it? I mean, how did your dad know about it? This was a secret deal, right? These guys didn't let the media know. They didn't ask for press.
Nope.
They just got together and did the race.
Yeah, this was one of those things where you had to know someone in. My father's really good friend, best friend, Doug Turner. He ran in the event, and happened when I was about 10. So I had to ask him, did I make this up? And he said no. And
this wasn't just some bedtime story that he told you.
Right,
this was legit.
This was real.
And you didn't have to extort anybody or shoot kneecaps or.
Can't say.
Okay, but you did get some good material, right?
I did. There's over 12 hours of real footage from the events in the secret garages.
And they had cameras back in the 80s, I'm told, right? Actual camcorders that took
Yes,
video?
they were about as big as this couch.
Yes, they were. And this is let's actually talk about the race for a second, because to me this is insane. They're racing essentially from New York, basically to Los Angeles, to the left coast, and they really did this. And what was the time? 32 hours
7 minutes.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, I mean, I take I-5 and I'll get the Subaru, and I don't mean to brag, but I'll get it up to around 80, 85 miles an hour. But even then, I'm starting to wet myself. And if the radar detector even hints that there's a cop, I'm freaking out, pulling the e-brake. What obstacles did they have back then? I couldn't imagine.
They had all the same ones we have today, but I think they had more because their awareness of people like truckers, for instance, was a huge obstacle. The truckers actually didn't like them at all.
Really?
And would get on the CB and say, you got a guy in his little Subaru going 85 thinking he's some,
But his faux hawk is amazing. Let him pass. Let him pass, officer. That's what they say these days.
You'd be lucky.
I see. I've always thought the truckers would help out the cars and relay, like, hey, there's an officer up ahead. But
they thought so as well, but no. I think when you go screaming by a trucker, this is during the fuel crisis.
And when you say screaming by, and this is back in the 80s, so what, cars could get up to 15, 17 miles an hour?
Add 100 on that, add another 30.
Really?
Yeah.
So they were doing about 130 by these angry truckers, soaking up all the gasoline and pissing off everybody.
Exactly. And if you're driving there, sitting there, you want to go that fast, you can't go, neither can you.
Of course. Now, how'd you get in contact with these people? I mean, this was back in the 80s, so most of them are dead, right?
Beg, borrow, steal, whatever I could do.
I mean, your father was the main contact, right?
Yes,
he kind of got you into.
He knew Doug Turner. Doug Turner gave me a box of photos and said, this is what I got. And there were some drink coasters, some napkins, numbers. Thank God for the internet.
Right.
And that's how we did it. We just did people searches.
Googling people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And were they like, I mean, I'm assuming now it's 20 years old, so were they a little more like open about the race and about when it happened?
A couple of them were a little wary. Rick Doherty is the organizer of the race. Luckily, I got a hold of him very early on. He was great, but he was reserved. He has a list of names of people who did something illegal, and he was going to see if I was trustworthy.
Sure.
Other guys just said to me, "You care?"
Really?
They didn't do this for money. They didn't do this for fame. They did it to do it. And
so there was no. I mean, once they pass, they get the checkered flag. They punch their time card at the end of the race. There is no pot of gold. There is no like hot import model.
Depends on what your pot of gold is.
That is good. That's deep.
Sorry.
That's deep. One of the men that was in the trailer, and we showed a little clip of it right there, surprised the hell out of me, was Will Wright. Some people may not know he's the designer of all the Sims games, SimCity, and even The Sims, but I can't imagine him going like 5 miles an hour on a Segway, let alone competing in an actual race back then.
Will Wright is hardcore. Will Wright.
I never thought I would ever hear that in my entire life, by the way.
Will Wright is hardcore?
No, I bet he is. But no, tell me about Will.
Yeah, no, Will's brilliant. Will took our interview with guys to a different level. I mean, Will looked at, like he said, the meta game. Like, this isn't just, how are you going to get from here to here? This is something different. And he and Rick Doherty won in 1980. 33-39 is his time.
Wow. So he almost got the record.
Yeah.
Then.
They might have, Doherty's going to kill me, they might have the fastest average speed. But
Oh, wow. A little controversy there. I like knowing that Will's a wild child, though. I appreciate that. That's good to hear. Could this race... I mean, you say that they face the same challenges that we do this day, but I mean, with technology, with the cars being so different, etc. Like, could this race happen the way it did back then today? I mean, is that possible?
I'll never say never for something like this because I know there's going to be a host of people who probably want to do it. But the thing you have to remember is to organize a race like this, you're asking for attention. Sure. I really think the only way to do it is stealth. Maybe one team, two teams go out.
A couple lone wolves doing it.
Yeah, as soon as they catch wind.
So I shouldn't post it on my MySpace and say, hey, everybody, want to gas up the cars? We're going from New York to LA.
It depends on your thrill level. It depends on what you're going for.
And now the film's coming out, right? You're not kidding this time. Like, it's actually coming out.
Yes.
And then you've got another project in the works as well. Tell me about this one.
The Gracies, the Gracie family, the jiu-jitsu, UFC, the lethal family.
It's a very Brady Bunch tale, isn't it? It's,
Almost.
No, I mean these are mixed martial arts experts, and you were telling me tell me about their family and like the pressures of being a Gracie.
Well, your grandfather reinvented jiu-jitsu to be Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Your father invents the UFC. You were 23 years old. You're ready to go in the ring.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No. See, my dad works for PG&E, and I'm like, dude, I'm not climbing a pole. You kidding me? Like, if his dad actually killed somebody. I mean,
well,
that's
if your
pretty
last
nuts.
name was Gracie.
I would live up to it then. Pereira means nothing, actually. It's vagrant in Spanish. It's really weird that way. But thank you so much for coming on, Corey. We
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
It's an awesome movie. For more info on Corey and her film, visit 32hours7minutes.com. Pay attention to the way it's written. 32hours7minutes.com. Now, put the brakes on, folks, because Chris Gore may have been out of town, but he still had to deliver DVD Day and dive into the cultural wasteland that is It Came From eBay. It's coming up next. Stay tuned. Now for the gifts that keep on giving, even from beyond the grave. I give you, It Came From eBay! Come on, sing the eBay song, Sarah. Go ahead. All right, that's enough. Let's get started with the auctions. I know you love them. These are online
I love
auctions on the website ebay.com.
Okay, I get the.
It's on the internet.
The premise.
And the first one up, it's obligatory office equipment here. We have the advanced smiling aid. Look at that. You can smile all day the healthy way.
That
with
looks
smiling
like
aid.
a regular old paperclip to me.
Well, I understand that, Sarah, and that's because it is, but it's been modified with some sort of string and or elastic type device that causes you to smile all day. And it's good. It kind of looks like the old fish hook that Rocco gives the women in the Animal Trainer series, but it'll kind of stretch your mouth out in a good way, and that'll just help you naturally attain that smile.
Well, I'll tell you, I've had enough of people walking past me in the hall and not smiling.
Seriously.
You know?
Seriously.
Put on your paperclip, retainer, and give me a grin.
14 bids, $7.84.
Seems reasonable.
Sounds like a steal to me,
Sure
right?
does.
Now, this guy, it's really simple. He'll pee your initials in the snow at 20,000 feet.
What?
Yeah, he's a hiker.
I've heard of yellow snow, but at that altitude?
No, yeah, and he's braving it for you. Now,
I mean, is it like a Mount Everest kind of a thing?
Well, your bid determines the altitude that he's actually going to pee your initials at. So if the bid stays low, he might just go up on any old hill at the end of a court. But if it's high enough, he might have to hike the Himalayas.
My initials are pretty precious. I'm saying the peak.
That's what I'm saying.
To the peak with your.
To the peak with your pee.
Thing.
Your urine.
Yeah,
exactly.
I tried. I'm like, that can't say.
High altitude wangage. There's a lot of things that would come to mind, but you can't.
First.
Wang Chung.
Wang.
Apparently, 8 people want their urine or the snow, their initials in urine at 15 feet.
Better
50.
make it 9, Kevin.
Yeah, I will. $15, 50 cents, something like that. How about an autograph of Jesus Christ?
How about it?
Come on. The note says, quote, "My dearest Homer, thanks for joining the Christians. Your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ."
Jesus Christ has very girly handwriting, and he looks like a lefty.
Are you analyzing here?
Yeah. I mean, did you ever think Jesus would have such sort of swirly Y's?
You'd think he could blink twice and cross his arms, and then the note would just, appear.
Well, Jesus kind of liked to
miraculously.
do things the hard way.
He did, didn't he?
He really think his death through.
He's tough.
Why go through that?
Well, I mean, apparently it's sad because the Virgin Mary's face on some French toast can garner thousands and thousands of dollars. The actual autograph of Jesus Christ, 1 cent, Sarah, no bids. That's the starting, 1 cent.
1 cent, no bids. Has there ever been a sadder story than that?
There is coming up now, and it's going to be when I purchase this for you and make you run around the town with it. The Helen Slater Supergirl costume. Yeah!
Oh, my God.
It's the original and authentic from the 1984 film Supergirl.
She kind of looks like me. I mean,
she does a little bit, right?
I should just wear that on the show, like a lot.
I agree. I would love to see Gems of the Internet while you're wearing that.
I gotta say, it's a little revealing. You gotta make sure you don't eat too much pizza on one of those.
Oh, sure.
But otherwise, really cute.
Just again, continue your morning purging, and you'll slip right in. Size 0.
I mean, seriously, the esophagus is just. It's like
It's tearing up.
Yeah.
Your teeth are getting thinner too, which is really weird.
Oh, my molars are all gone.
I'll get you a garden hose.
Okay.
It'll solve that.
Sweet.
0 bids, $3,800. No one's bidding on that thing. I'm sorry,
What?
Supergirl. There you have it. Always expect the unexpected when it
Came from eBay! Wow.
Yeah, right?
That was...
No, that was uncalled for.
Something else.
Wow.
All right, you've had it good, everybody, and you're going to get it better. Because we have a look at the hotly anticipated and rarely seen new first-person shooter, Prey. Plus, Chris Gore beamed to us. Across the very fabric of space and time, boy. All that and more right after this.
McGunner! I'm a little concerned about your work output recently. Were you in my office? 5 minutes. We're gonna have a little talk. Pardon me, ma'am.
Yes, McGunner, the game is on. I, Murdoch, have been waiting for this moment for years. Oh, the day McGunner was fired. What a beautiful ring it has to it. I only pity I wasn't able to fire you myself. Ah, well, no matter. Getting to watch will be pleasure enough. I think I may have to go make myself some popcorn. Yeah. McGunner, looks like I missed the previews and got here right in time for the feature presentation.
Murdoch! So, I'm stupid and I smell bad, huh? My office, right now.
I don't... McGunner!
I really, really hope you've got your danger panties on because the madmen behind the first-person shooter Prey are ready to throw a scare into you. Plus, we'll chat again with this week's MySpace girl, Lisa. And of course, in 2 days, join us for Live Music Thursday, presented by Dentine Ice. This week's band is The Lashes.
Don't bat this week's band at me.
Was that clever?
That was adorable. Adorable. Very punny.
Thanks.
I have a question for you, Sarah, though.
Yeah? Yes, Kevin?
It's kind of been bothering me. I didn't know how to really ask it. But if Chris Gore is in Sundance and you're here, how are we going to have a DV Tuesday?
Good question.
Yeah.
We pre-shot it on Saturday.
I got it. Okay.
Neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow, nor the Utah State Police Department can apprehend DV Tuesday. So Chris Gore, you're here, but we're not where we usually are. We're actually in a really cold climate in like 72-foot elevation, is that right?
Yes. Not well, a little more than that, but
how did I get here?
I don't know. Well, we're in Park City, Utah, of course, for Sundance, the Sundance Film Festival.
This is like your bag, man.
This is my thing.
These are your people.
Yeah, I love. Well, you know me. I love to go to film festivals and see all kinds of cool movies.
No, I didn't know that.
This is where you see them first.
Yeah. It's fun.
All about this.
I mean, it is. Sundance is nice. It's really cold.
Yes, it is.
It's not like LA.
This is one of those things where your nostril hairs grow icicles.
Mine are growing up.
Yeah,
I thought that was just me. All right, so should we get to what we do best, which is DVDs day?
Let's do it. Let's talk about DVDs.
All right, so cool. So let's start off with The Aristocrats.
Now, The Aristocrats actually premiered here at the Sundance Film Festival last year. It's directed by Penn Jillette and Paul Provenza. It's a documentary about
the world's dirtiest joke.
The world's dirtiest joke. A joke that's really only told between comedians. And what's interesting about this joke, it's a joke that the beginning of it and the end of it is the same. The middle, you can kind of mix it up and make it anything you want. And it's the most vile, disgusting joke you have ever heard. In fact, I cannot even discuss the joke on this segment. It's so gross.
Is it one of those jokes that, like, comedians, like, you don't talk about it, like Fight Club kind of thing?
Kind of. It was until this documentary exposed it. But so many people are in this documentary. So many, like, Robin Williams, Bob Saget. In fact, on the extras, the disc has tons of extras on it. One of the coolest extras is Bob Saget over 11 minutes telling this joke. Because in the movie, you just get to see snippets of it. In 11 minutes, he tells an entire thing of this joke. It's vile, disgusting. And what's funny is Bob Saget was...
It's hard for me to imagine Danny Tanner as vile, disgusting.
That's what I mean. He's, TV's America's Dad, and he's telling this mean, sick joke, which is awesome, actually.
Sounds like you really like this movie. What's the bottom line?
Commentary, great stuff. I mean, one of the best documentaries of last year on DVD. You got to pick it up. It's a buy.
All right, so we're starting off strong here at Sundance. I'm excited.
Yep.
Let's move on, though.
Okay.
Next up, we've got a Jodie Foster movie, Flight Plan.
Flight Plan. Now, Flight Plan was a thriller
got a
that.
smirk on your face.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, certain genres, right? On DVD, certain genres work. Epic things like Lord of the Rings, sci-fi movies.
There's a lot of extras.
Right.
Flight Plan was shot inside an airplane.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's a thriller, and for me, a thriller is really good watching one time because when you see a thriller and you know what's going to happen. I don't know. Does it have that repeatability?
Mystery and suspense just aren't there anymore.
Very few thrillers stand up to that. But Flight Plan, of course, is Jodie Foster. She's lost her daughter on the flight. How could you lose your daughter on a flight?
So, like,
she's gone missing.
Did she ever exist?
Yes.
Kind of a thing.
Then there's a twist. And then it goes in a completely different direction that I actually didn't see coming at all, which I thought was good.
All right, bottom line for Flight Plan?
A fun movie to see once, not loaded with extras. I mean, there is commentary, but I really wasn't blown away by it. I mean, it's, Andrew Nicole, who's done some better films than this. But, for my money, you know where I'm going.
I do.
It's a rent. I mean, it's a rent. Because it's worth seeing. There's good stuff on it. But do I want it in my collection? Yeah, no.
All right, so Flight Plan, we're at least renting it.
Yes.
So, it's not a complete pass. And finally, rounding out this edition of DVD's Day, Sam Peckinpah's legendary Western collection.
This is cool. It's 4 films by Sam Peckinpah on DVD. The best one of the bunch is The Wild Bunch, which is, that is a milestone. It's a double disc set, Wild Bunch, and it's one of those movies that
it was very controversial for its time.
It was controversial because it was violent. This film not only changed everything, because up until this point, when guys in Westerns got shot, they'd go, I've been shot, and they fall.
Sure.
Okay, in this movie,
that was good, by the way.
Blood spurts out. It's in slow motion. I mean, it is violent. It also has a heart, which is amazing. A very significant film. In fact, it changed everything in terms of when people saw it. This changed the Western forever. And not only that, so many filmmakers were influenced by The Wild Bunch. I mean, there would be no Quentin Tarantino if The Wild Bunch was never made. So this box set, definitely worth picking up, if not getting Wild Bunch by itself, because it's double disc and has so much stuff.
So you've got the bottom line here. You definitely want to buy the Sam Peckinpah edition.
Yep. And
you're reaching into your pocket.
I got a little.
I know you so well.
I got a little something here. This is a quick pick called Lolly Love, which stars Jenna Fisher from NBC TV's The Office and James Gunn. It's a comedy mockumentary about a Hollywood couple that want to save the world. They want to save the world, and what they do is
do that?
Well, what they do is they start this foundation to raise money to give lollipops to homeless people.
Oh, well, that's nice.
It's a bizarre comedy from our friend Lloyd Kaufman at Troma Films, and definitely worth checking out.
You gotta love Lloyd. Well, Chris, it's been great. Thank you so much for
Wait a second. What are you doing? No.
You just want to visit filmthread.com. Right? Don't worry, you're cool.
You're cool?
Or
you're going to make a snowball and you're going to throw it over there, right?
Maybe you want to get some hot chocolate.
Oh, God! God!
You're
really?
You know.
Really?
Yeah! Hey! All right. You know what? That's It was so cold. I mean, just watching that, I'm cold all over again.
Yeah.
Can you believe Chris tried to throw me into the snow?
You pegged him in the face with a snowball.
Well, yeah, but...
That was pretty awesome. I
mean,
wish I could have done that. Yeah.
You can, of course, visit filmthreat.com or chrisgore.com for tips on pulling off the blue cap and peacoat look. He did it well, but you can too.
You don't need that.
And we'll have more from Sundance later this week, including some party hopping with my man, Mr. Gore.
Nice.
He knows how to party. I mean, it's a little out of control.
Yeah. Does he ever get allowed in these days or no?
Allowed in?
Yeah. Don't go away because we actually have stuff that is live in studio. Seriously. I mean, as far as you know it is. You're going to get to meet a real-life MySpace girl, plus bow your heads and pray with the wild men of Human Head Studios next. On the next attack of the show, Sarah Lane braves the wilds of Utah during the Sundance Film Festival. Then, of course, she'll warm up with a healthy shot of the lush. And 40-ounce Comics Jim Mafood smears paint all over our set. That's all on the next attack of the show. Dangled in front of the masses at E3, but hardly seen since then, the first-person shooter Prey has been on every gamer's wish list for far too long. And that's why Human Head Studios' Chris Reinhardt is here to finally satisfy our curiosity. That's fine. We'll make it about everybody now. Chris, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for coming on. I'm glad you came because Prey, I don't know if you've seen this. This is my pre-order receipt from EB Games from 1994. This is actually the 97 one
Nice.
when I reordered.
Nice.
What is going on with this game? I mean, is this the same game from the 90s?
It's pretty close. It is Prey from then.
Okay. I was excited because then the game was in 3D. It had 3 dimensions. Have you changed that?
We still have the 3D.
Good.
Yes.
So it's the game I know
We
and
still
love.
have those features that you want. Absolutely.
No, really. I mean, what took so long with Prey?
Well, this is kind of the third incarnation of the game, actually. That version that you saw then kind of died and went away, and Human Head picked it up we actually started in May of 2001. So we've actually been working on it since then. Okay. And obviously last year E3 was our big unveiling. That's when we finally brought it out.
And you guys have been working with, this is Doom 3 technology that we're seeing here. You were one of the first guys to actually get your hands on Doom 3, correct?
Yes. Yeah, we were one of the first people to license the technology, and I think we're actually the first id group to be using it. People not doing an actual id game.
So you've been working on with the Doom tech for so many years, and that's why it looks as polished as it does, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
I got to ask though. I mean, isn't the concept tired? I mean, how many times have we played a Native American that gets abducted by aliens that has to? I
figure there's room for one more. Right?
Yeah, why not?
There's got to be room for another one.
Someone's thirsty for it. Now, what is the concept? What's going on in the world of Prey?
Absolutely. In Prey, you play, as you said, a Native American by the name of Tommy. You've been abducted by aliens, and you're taken to their spaceship, which is a few miles orbiting around the Earth. Okay. And the general plot, we're not really giving away a lot of it. We want people to play and experience it. But the general plot is that you're trying to find your girlfriend, save her, get off the ship. And the thing that's really interesting and unique about it is Tommy, he's not like a muscle-bound ass kicker,
Right.
He's like an everyman. He's like you or me if we're trapped on the ship. We just want to get off of it.
If we passed a peace pipe around the reservation every now and then, he's just like us.
Well, actually, he rejects his heritage.
Oh, really?
He's not really interested in any of that stuff.
So he's very much
aspect.
like an anti-hero in this. Is he a reluctant hero or not?
He absolutely is a reluctant hero.
Nice. I
Definitely.
like that. And aside from the standard first-person shooter stuff, I've seen some of the weapons. They look organic. They look awesome, by the way. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
But aside from the standard, okay, you've got an arsenal of this many weapons. There's X amount of levels. What are some of the different features you guys are putting into this game?
Some of the big ones is we're really trying to kind of evolve the gameplay, where we've got spirit walking, which is you can actually leave your body for a brief period of time, and while you're in that spirit mode, creatures are less likely to notice you. You can kind of walk through force fields, stuff like that. We have gravity flipping, which is we can completely flip gravity. You're on the wall, now you're on the ceiling. Things
now, what are we
totally
seeing
flip
here?
around.
Now, this is an interesting concept here. When you die, there's not a big red game over in your face, making you go to some loading menu, right?
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite features of the game. That's called Death Walk, and what that is most games, like you said, you die, game over, you're done.
Right.
In Prey, you go to this death world, and you have a little mini game that you play for a little brief period of time. Depending upon how you do at the game, is how well you when you come back, like how much health you have on your spirit, you have when you come back.
So you're not just playing to just repossess your body, you're actually playing to see how well you're going to last when you actually come back.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not bad
The better
at
you do
all.
at it, the better you do when you come back.
So now with the spirit walking, when you jump out of your body, I know I've heard that's where a lot of the puzzle elements are going to come in, because there are some of those in the game.
Definitely.
But when you're out of your body, is your body still vulnerable? Is it still hanging out in the
Totally
map?
vulnerable, yeah.
Oh,
if you
nice.
you have to be careful where you position it, because enemies can come by, find your body, attack it, and actually do a lot more damage to you then.
Now this sounds fine and dandy for the single player side of things, but of course you're working with Doom Tech. I mean, I'm assuming there's a multiplayer side to things as well?
Definitely.
Now
yeah.
will these features be included in the multiplayer?
Yeah, all the features I mentioned, other than Deathwalk, are actually in multiplayer. So spirit walking, wall walking, gravity flipping, the vehicles, they're all available in the multiplayer as well.
Fantastic. And I don't think people understand, like, that means people are going to be walking around, as we see here, I mean, there are going to be enemies coming at you from all sides because of the gravity, correct?
Yeah, you have to have like a 360 degree of perception, because a guy could be on the ceiling, he could be on the walls. You can get the drop on someone by being on the ceiling or on the walls. It really brings a new, different feel to it.
It's going to give Fatality like 1,000 new ways to completely own everybody, right?
It'll be interesting to see how he does at it.
Now, was this a major challenge for your level designers to think, okay, well, wait, now it's not just linear corridors. We got to think about the ceiling and the sides and everything else?
Huge.
Yeah.
A lot of tweaking, a lot of testing, a lot of this just isn't working. We got to throw this out. We got to try it again. But it obviously is paying off.
Well, I know it's not on shelves yet, so I don't want you to count your chickens necessarily, but is there plans for a sequel? Is there something in the works already?
That would be very cool. We have a ton of ideas that did not make it in Prey 1 that would be very cool in Prey 2, 3, on.
Will we see it in the year 2026, or we're going to have to wait till 3000?
If we do another one, I would certainly hope it's not another 5-year development cycle.
I hope so as well, and best of luck with the game, man.
Thank you very much.
It looks awesome, by the way. I can't wait to get my hands on it. You can track Prey to stores this June, where it'll be available for the PC. Oh, that's right, folks. An Xbox 360 version is coming out as well, and I need some alone time with the game, but right after that, I'm going to work my MySpace magic on a MySpace hottie. You'll see, and you'll enjoy.
You're watching G4, the #1 podcasted network in America.
Wall-to-wall game reviews.
Always expect the unexpected.
Go to iTunes or G4TV.com for details.
Hey folks, today we're kicking off our special MySpace Girl of the Week. All right, here's how it works. We're bringing on a living, breathing MySpace girl to talk about their page and share their unique skills and then cheerfully participate in our silly games. And then you, the viewer, will actually get to vote on whether they stay on for another week or if they get replaced by a brand new MySpace girl. Our inaugural MySpace girl this week, folks. Big round of applause. It's the very lovely Lisa. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
You are the first. You
Very
are breaking
first.
new ground. This is like footsteps on the moon. This is a big deal, right?
Yes.
What brought you to the MySpace? When did you actually get involved with that?
I actually got involved with it a few years ago, back when everyone was still on Friendster.
Oh, before it was cool, right?
Before it was cool.
Right.
But, you know, I had it, and then I had a crazy psycho ex that got rid of it.
Happens.
So,
It
yeah.
happens. What, did you give him your password? Or?
Well, he actually created the profile for me.
Oh, you can never trust them.
I know.
Even when they say they love you, you never trust them.
At the time, I did. And so, you know, one day he saw a comment from some guy. It totally irked his nerves, and he deleted it.
Yeah, sorry about that, by the way.
Oh,
okay. My bad.
It's fine.
And speaking of which, I apparently we're friends. I sent you a request.
We are.
You already. I looked at your top 8. I'm not in there. Not your top 8, Lisa. I don't know why. Have you not clicked and dragged yet? Is there a particular reason?
I'll work on that.
Okay.
I'll work
All
on
right, just making sure. Are you one of those people that orders their top 8 according to how much they actually like their friends? Like, the very first slot is the person you love the most, and then towards the end is like, oh, you feel bad for leaving
No,
them
there's
out?
no particular order.
Okay,
no
good. I
particular
like
order.
that.
Don't worry.
Now, I saw the pictures on your page, and someone sent you a picture side by side of you and a celebrity, right?
Yes.
Who was it?
Angelina Jolie.
Now, did you think you looked like Angelina before this comparison was sent? Or?
Well, actually, I've gotten comparisons ever since like 2 years ago.
Right.
I've always, hey, you kind of look like Angelina Jolie, and I never, ever thought so until I actually saw a picture side by side. I was like, maybe.
And so has anybody given you the, hey, can I be your Brad Pitt for the evening
Oh,
line?
God.
Or you
All
get
the
that
time.
Line? Okay.
MySpace. On MySpace, too.
Good thing I wasn't going to use that one on you just now. Do you get a lot of random messages from the guys?
Lots.
Really? Any creepy ones, or are they nice? Or?
Tons of creep. Well, I'll get some nice ones like, hey, I like your page, nice pictures, thanks,
Sure.
But then I'll get the, hey, girl, when can we hook up sometime?
Nice.
I don't know who they are.
Is it like a template file? Like, do you feel like it's kind of like Mad Libs? They're sending this to like 1,000 girls, or do they customize it based on your interests and your preferences?
Oh, yeah, you can tell that they read my page, because, I couldn't help but notice that you like so-and-so, you like this artist.
Sure, you want to do me?
Yeah.
And it's like, no,
and then out of nowhere,
I know I like the Family Guy, but that doesn't mean I want to have sex with
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
Thank
I've been
you.
told that so many times.
Thank you.
All right, you on your page, one thing I did notice, aside from the interests and this, that, the other, it says that you like to eat food.
I love
that
to
you're a
eat
big foodie.
food.
So we thought we'd have a little food challenge, if you will.
Oh.
You down for this?
Yes.
All right, we got a little hot dog challenge here, folks. Come on over to the old hot dog table. It's not you and I, of course, competing here. I have to bring out the ringer, ladies and gentlemen.
Dun, 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 dun.
Will O'Neill.
That's right.
Ready to take down some hot dogs. You're going to compete. Oh yeah. You know, he's got a nice little protective garment. Why don't you go ahead and...
I'm prepared.
I don't want anything to happen here to what we got going on.
All right. Okay.
The iron
You are going to go down.
It is an iron on
You're going to go
We spare
down.
no expense.
When it comes to eating hot dogs, I can't be beat.
It says that on his profile.
Go my MySpace page. That is.
Oh, yeah. You put some meat in front of this man and he's swallowing it.
Oh, yes. Hey-yo.
All right, hot dog eating time. Will, you know the rules?
Yes.
Lisa, no hands.
No
this is a hands-free contest.
What about my hair?
Do you need me to hold it back for you? Or
think you
we
can?
good? Oh,
Yeah?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Such a gentleman as Kevin is.
It's the least I can do. 30 seconds on the clock. Assume the position. Are we ready, folks? 3, 2, 1, go! Hot dogs! I'm not doing good with the hair. I never do good with the hair. Normally I say you got to have some sort of they call them a scrunchie. That's what the ladies call it. Will, don't talk with your mouth full. I can't tell you that anymore today. Lisa, come on now. You got to... Will is destroying you. He's swallowing it whole. He's taking it all. Will, this is amazing. Keep going, buddy. Leave no piece unchoked. Just go for it. Lisa, come on. You're letting me down here. One more. If Lisa gets one more, then she's winning. She's winning. No, time is up. Time is up. Anybody? We don't have judges. You feel free to spit it out all over Will.
It's good.
Okay. You're not allowed to spit. You know that. I'm hearing from the control room. Okay. Lisa's our winner. I'm sorry, Will. Lisa destroyed you. Lisa, thanks for coming on and being a good sport. Everybody, be sure to check out... of course it is, Will. Shut up and eat. Okay. Be sure to check out Lisa's profile and send her a friend request online at myspace.com/Lisa. All right. If you would have done it, I'd have done it. And don't forget to vote. If you want Lisa to return next week, you head over to attackoftheshow.com. Lisa, would you like to come back? And
I would love to come back.
All right. If you want to see her back, go vote, folks. Look, you've made that nice, comfy divot in the couch. Why not just stay there? We're going to be reading some emails and chat questions next. Sarah, what in the God's name is going on in our chat room?
Oh, the chat room. All right, let's start
lovely
with
viewers.
Fine and Danny wants to know, if Kevin and Sarah merged, what would they be called?
Something hideous.
Kara.
No, Saren.
No, Kara.
Saren.
Will, settle it.
Kara.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're still going down, O'Neill. You're going to be really sorry. DigiPen89 wants to know, please help settle this debate. Which is better, cake or pie?
Pie.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I love chocolate cake, but I got to tell you, blackberry pie, real good.
Awesome. We're done here. Goodbye, folks.
All right.
Thanks to our guests, Corey Wells, Chris Reinhardt, and Lisa. Now, coming up next on G4, you couldn't get any more Star Trek if you reanimated Gene Roddenberry. That's saying a lot. We got back-to-back episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation starting right now, actually.